on the moving average range selected, it can be too sensitive or too slow. It uses preset parameters such as day to minutes. It can even go to week and month, which I'll teach you all how to do it later. Okay, the application will be done later as well. So therefore, the class will be a little bit on the lengthy side of things. So the larger the perimeter range, the more stable the moving average line is. So what does this actually mean? So basically, the longer the period is, the more stable it becomes. Okay, the more stable it becomes. So basically, for it to move, it takes a longer time. Okay, so in the other words, let's say, for example, if you are the kind of person that you like to use Homely Rainbow, for those senior members, you like to use the Homely Rainbow per se, right? We have three sets of line, okay, which I'm going to cover that later. The white line is by far the most stable or the most lagging one. All right. So let's say, for example, by the time the price went all the way up, then come all the way touching the white line, right? Until here, right? Let's say it come all the way down, you don't want to sell also, right? I got nothing to say already. All right. Basically, it's like telling you over here, it's like, okay lah, I close my position now. But more often, when it touches the white line, you rebound again now, but you will not create the previous high. So okay lah, wait for the rebound, find the resistance, sell lor. So many methods out of it, so many ways out of it, but there's no one perfect way out of it. Okay, we'll be talking about certain examples later, which I'll show you all. All right. If time permits, then after that I'll talk about it. Okay. So conversely, the smaller the moving average, the greater the fluctuation. So basically, there will be too many noises. Okay, by means of having too much noises is, in the other words, like let's say, for example, if you have 5 days, it's a 5 days data. So let's say, for example, by the time you have like, when the price actually suddenly shoot up, right, then the arrow actually goes up with it. But the 30 days will like go up maybe like that, slowly. Okay, but more often than not, when you see certain things like this happen, when the price of the asset goes too far away, you will notice that you will retrace that down eventually. Okay, and probably for traders, they will see that this is the best time to sell because I'm very familiar with it. Okay, for those that's making a living out of it, okay. And actually, if you're making a living out of it, I think you guys are pro. Otherwise, impossible you're making a living out of it. One. This one I'm pretty sure. Okay. All right. So moving on forward, since it is an average value, if the market moves with a sudden reversal, the moving average is too slow to be formed and it will lag behind the actual market sentiment. Okay. It will lag behind the actual market sentiment. So some people will ask me, so how? So how? Let's say goes below, I sell or I don't sell. Again, like I said, there are so many ways on how you can do it. There's just no one perfect way out of it. But the most important thing is you understand. And you understand the character. First, you understand the character. Secondly, you recognize the pattern. So it's recognizing the character, understanding the patterns, and then from there, you make a decision out of it. But understanding the patterns requires statistics. So statistics is by numbers. So it's like you see it so often, you know what, more often than not, when it reaches here, go short already one. Tutup kedai. Bila dia sampai sini, dia tutup kedai. 100% punya tutup kedai. Tak payah fikir banyak-banyak. It comes with experience. So therefore, like I said, before this, when we conducted the classes, we talk about cognition skills. It's like, again, I emphasize on this, cognition skills. So basically, the idea is ability to recognize it. But ability to recognize it only comes when you have knowledge. Okay? When you have knowledge, then you are presented with information. With these two and cognitive skills, you are supposed to make a decision. By far, it's supposed to be a good decision per se. Okay, so this is very, very important. To have good cognitive skills per se, you must have the knowledge. At the same time, you must have the right information, process it, make the decision in that process. There's no such thing as guessing per se. All right. So, like I said, the other thing is when you make your decision, there has to be congruency. Okay. What is the meaning of congruency? It's like, if I may say it, in the most simplest manner is that, let's say, for example, one person tells you, I love you, but the action tells otherwise. There is no congruency, is that? Betul ke tak betul? Betul ke tak betul? So let's say for example, one person tells you I love you, okay, but the action shows otherwise. Betul ke tak betul? Dia cakap dia suka sama you, tapi dia gelagak dia tunjuk dia tak berapa suka. Jadi betul ke tak betul? Picture tu. Fauzi, I love you Sam. You pandai bercinta. Tak, I'm trying to explain to you what's the meaning of congruency. Don't get me wrong, okay? And if let's say, for example, one person tells you I love you, the action shows, yes, it does actually. The person actually does love you through actions as well, not only through words. So there is congruency instead. So what I'm trying to say over here is that the data that you actually harvest to yourself when you actually do your trading or your investment, there must be congruency. There's no such thing as, I think so lah, you know. But and let me tell you one thing, there's no such thing as I think so when you come to the stock market. There's no guessing game in the process one. When you do technical analysis, it's either yes or no. Hit it, there, that's it, close shop. Hit it there, okay, open shop. Simple as that. All right? So this is very, very important. Congruency is very important. Huh? You understand what is congruency? If you understand, type the word yes. Bullish divergence, yes, that's one of the very good example. Fauzi, that's good. Bullish convergence, bearish divergence. Bullish convergence are not divergence. You never diverge one. Bullish. It's bullish convergence, bearish divergence. Okay? Does everyone understand what's the meaning of congruency? If you understand, type the word yes. Today you'll learn a new word. Increase your vocabulary. Only Fauzi understand. What about the rest? Where's Desmond? Okay, so congruency is very important when you actually, market is always right. I think so is wrong. Okay, so remember this, all right. Wait, I think I saw a question earlier. Okay, so what's the difference with confluence? My English tak berapa bagus lah. This one I come back to you later lah. But we focus more on what is congruency lah. Okay, Barum. All right, so function of